Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another wondrous Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Langraskea Winter. It's going to be a bit of an interesting one. We're going to be watching here 33rd Ulrich fighting for the Soviet Union, for the glory of Comrade Stalin. And the 503rd Mechanized Brigade here going out against Warboss fighting for Germany. Also knowing he's gone straight on for mechanized support, by the way. Fancy with Warboss holding on his spearhead, but fighting for the Germans' 23rd Panzer Division. Noting a bit of infantry here going in from both sides. Ulrich advancing over this conscript Nikki, and comrades moving up. So we're seeing here that Ulrich is spreading out here initially, hoping to sort of grab a larger, broader part of the map, I would say. Also noting here immediately Warboss is laying down the razor wire to deny his opponent access to some cover here. Never a bad idea now that cover is more vital than ever. So neat little move there while he's already taking the point, which is going to take some time, though noting he's not rushing it for the fuel point. He is focusing on the munitions point rather heavily there, which does seem to indicate the Warboss has something a bit specific there in mind then, which is actually quite interesting to note. Several countries are arriving. We are noting here, in fact, both players seem to be rather intent on getting themselves some munitions. That is actually pretty interesting. Usually, I mean, the fuel tends to be of some focus. Right here, both players are very interested in their munitions point over their fuel points. That's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on here for the closer future, and certainly what that could result in. I mean, we do see now that Warboss is heading for his own fuel point, but again, noting here, nothing so far from Ulrich. Nothing so far. More conscripts there arriving. Grenadiers so far, with a third squad there arriving for Warboss. Keine Maschinengewehr so far. Grenadiers here ending up in the open. And there we go, already poor Fritz goes down. And over here, noting the Grenadiers' low health does betray them a bit here versus the conscripts. One Grenadier squad already less than half health, down to 3 men. Casualties will soon be rapidly inbound overnight here. They are focusing down the conscripts, got moved. Sadly, I mean, he could perhaps have tried to move a bit closer out of the way, though. In the end, they were able to push back the conscripts, but at the same time, one Grenadier squad is close to not being very effective, and certainly end up bleeding a lot of kills out rather soon. More Grenadiers are running here for Warboss, focusing up every infantry squad he has here in this small area. Conscript trying to pull back, going through the deep snow, and then out into negative cover. Duster and them rather easy targets here for the stalwart Grenadier.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Troops are reinforcing, conscripts moving in. 4 conscript squads so far, with a 4th Grenadier squad here so far. Both players focusing heavily on the infantry.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
Moving out there. Warboss here rather pushing, I think, with the Grenadier squad slow on health, and he's moving out into the deep snow. And there we go. Down to 2 men, less health. This, I definitely think, is a bit of an oversight there. Warboss down to 1 man. Ah, Scheisse, an entire Grenadier squad there wiped out. That was definitely Warboss rather pushing his luck much further than it could clearly hold. Not entirely sure what his entire was thinking there, but either way, he got punished. Well, more specifically, his men got punished and left for dead in the snow. So right there, Ulrich was able to score a considerable victory against the fascists. Also noting here, bunker going up on the far left. Interesting to note here, Warboss is going for some earlier bunkers. In this case, a card the left viewpoint. So while he's initially focused on the munitions, he clearly got some plan as well. Might be in fact why he opted for the munitions first, so he could build up munitions faster for an early bunker. I mean, there's definitely some forts out of the way, though his plan has been slightly spotted here. The pioneers caught in front of the bunker, or at least this hole in the ground so far. For the larger part, in fact, bunkers on these fronts for the Germans were pretty much something like this, or log bunkers, or I believe fortified houses, since they were basically not allowed to actually make anything that was more fortified than that in most cases, since the Führer had some slightly funny ideas about defensive lines on the eastern front, which rather mentally forbade them in the large majority of cases, so they never really managed to build up anything serious. Little fun fact, Grenadiers taking some minor losses. Pioneers versus conscripts. Pioneers are out in the open. Conscripts are not. We do see Grenadiers got moving in. Pioneers need to retreat here. Zurückfallen, Warboss. Zurückfallen. And there goes bursting into flames. Not looking good here. We are seeing Warboss taking losses. We do also see the machine gun bunker is up, so he's got the fuel point here covered, which is nice, I would imagine. Quite interesting to note. Rather rare that we see machine gun bunker that early in the game.
Conscripts under attack!
Going to sneak about, moving out in the open though. Need to be careful with the conscript in the house.
Yes, comrade!
It could end up being another expensive and painful exercise here for Warboss's men.
Ready as we can be!
Again, moving through the deep snow. I mean, you should at least then take them further right so you can at least stay out of range of the conscript in the building. There you go. Rifle grenade lands nicely, extinguishing Yuri and Alexei's lives, leaving them dead inside the cellar.
My ears are frozen.
So far, no taking up going on here. Oh, there we go. Support them coming out, arriving here for Ulrich. Guards riflemen are available, but the question is, will he actually push for them? And there we go. We are seeing. Oh, mine actually went off here, leaving Warboss's Grenadiers in quite a bit of pain before they die. But at the same time, he managed to cut off Ulrich's fuel point right there. Conscious they're fighting a fight to hold the cut-off point here. Grenadiers moving out in the open. And the squad flanking in there, good thinking there by Warboss, but at the same time the Grenadiers during the flanking are in a not very strong state. And there goes the squad. He could lose another one, he could lose another one. He's too focused there, he didn't try to push for a final kill right there. That could maybe have worked out there for Ulrich. Molotov going off there, forcing the guns out and Tommy should focus them down. Focus the ones out in the open, the ones out in the open and close. Bit of a project there for Ulrich, giving the Grenadiers the advantage, particularly with the lightest machine gun gewehr. Definitely increasing their firepower. We do see a mortar arriving for Ulrich. Noting no support weapons here for Warboss except that one machine gun bunker. They're a bit unhappy about that. Though we do note here, going for the cover point, we're actually seeing here that Ulrich pulls off a rather nice line then. In fact, he's setting a sandbag wall here to set up behind. Definitely some interesting play there. Another mortar there. The Grenadiers catching another on fire. Mortar arriving and Coh2 pulling up around here. We cover that. So we go to quiet then a bit more effort from Warboss to push out, and particularly he's lacking support weapons. Like the mechanized company is up. Then is here continue to hold up though. Continuing. Same with the Grenadiers here, although they are rather exposed as the combines and another conscript coming in there. They could be caught in a bit of a crossfire there soon. Medic bunker up, Grenadiers pushing out. He's holding on there, knowing again he can continue denying his opponent a lot of resources that way. Go mortars firing, Grenadiers out, another squad with light machine guns. Warboss, I mean, oh, this could end up ugly there. Particularly has to run through the deep snow with the conscript being able to quick kill there. No, it's not, but again, we do see that finally actually Warboss is reacting. It's surprising he didn't seem to move forward to this faster. Now go out in the open versus units in heavy cover. Though we do see the attempt to flank up. And there you go, that does seem to force Warboss there, or Ulrich to fall back. Even then, I mean, he's got quite a bit of resources. Troops reinforcing, field gun on the way. Nothing out of the light mechanized company. But there we go. Nope, it's actually a light mortar half-track here. Based on the reconnaissance variant of the half-tracks at 250. The 251 was sort of more meant for regular units, but even then, I mean, the 250 was actually being phased out in favour of the 251 for even the reconnaissance battalions. Though, at the same time, the 250 here half-track was also being utilised as an armoured car instead of the 221, 222. So, little interesting details there. Mortar doing a nice job there. Pioneers going for the fuel point again. Surprisingly, the conscripts are moving in closer. Mortar half-track moving up here. Field gun moving up. We're seeing another combat squad on the way. Interesting. No mines, by the way, here. It seems in a large amount from... Well, there have been some, and not a lot here by Ulrich. And they go bombarding the enemy mortar there with the mortar half-track. So far, this bunker is definitely paying off. It's rather denying Ulrich any chance of directly harassing. He needs to go for the cut-off point, and now we're seeing a large infantry force moving in. It sort of put a stop to any kind of attempt like that. Not bad thinking there, not bad thinking, but again, nothing out of the light mechanized company so far. Conscripts here taking massive damage here from two Grenadier squads there with light machine guns providing a wall of fire. Oh! At the same time, the Grenadiers burst into flames as well. And he actually moves into fire, losing more men to it. Gott in Himmel! I think that must have been a slight pathing error due to the deep snow here, and the fact is, oh! The only place they can sort of move reasonably safe is, in fact, here.
The enemy has found us!
Oh dear, that's really going to hurt Warboss. In fact, he's going to end up losing 2 squads here if he's not careful.
Workers of the Soviet Union. Soldiers ready. This piece of dirt is ours now!
Blizzard!
Mortar rounds whistling through the air, and
Establish our supply
tank
lines.
will be battalion command going up here for Ulrich. And a bit of armoured goodness to him. Over to Warboss though. Definitely got a few units on the field. Still no sign of anything. In fact, he's teching up, so he actually built a light mechanized company without actually using it.
HQ has been
I can't say I admire such a move. I would say that is in fact a bit
The enemy has
bad.
in our lines.
To be fair,
We are ready!
there's been caught here. Good use of the buildings by Ulrich.
Grenadiers!
Good use of the buildings here. Rather makes it difficult for Warboss to manoeuvre around his Grenadiers around here. Minor hoorah going on here. Hoping to push forward, going to push away. But they largely get out of there without getting brutally murdered. I imagine much to Ulrich's chagrin. Troops continue down, go. Tank over tank come out. I mean, interesting enough, you could have had both engineers actually working on it, speeding up the process, but apparently decided against it. Slightly alt there. But he does have some options. He could aim for a T-70 light tank now. That way, punished. He could aim for a half tank, maybe with an AA upgrade, or he could try and save up for a bigger tank. Although if he is going to do that, I mean, fuel cache might eventually be an idea either way. And turning up here would be a good spot then for a fuel cache.
Grenadiers here!
Support armor co-op and return here for Warboss.
We are losing a sector. Half-track awaiting orders.
Incendiary round goes off, and good lord! Talk about lucky! It lands in a large ring around the field gun, but apparently none of the gun members seem to be actually hurt, so they're basically just having it nice and comfortable in the middle of the bloody blizzard. Talk about lucky.
Ready!
Mortar rounds going down. Conscripts continue to hold up positions here. Grenadiers advancing. We just seeing a massive advance going in here from Warboss. 4 Grenadier squads. All the light machine guns. They're just going to tear through that mortar crew here. Sadly, there was no maximum or anything. Though we do see a hard tank going up here. Could be getting an upgrade for it, which would definitely prove to be a massive problem then for the Grenadiers. Shots continuing. Other things continue, in fact, to fly through the air here. Mortar crew, though, was wiped out. That's definitely going to hurt. More conscripts moving up. They're moving out in the open. Bad move there by Ulrich. Bad move. After they're arriving, 50 caliber, breaking away, rifle grenades going through there as well, killing a few conscripts there, but at the same time have to immediately reinforce them. Then it is in a slightly dangerous position, but at the same time, and there we go, things really got ugly now. Quad mounted AA gun up.
The blizzard is gone.
Interesting enough, he actually pulls back rather quickly instead of trying to sort of punish further. I suppose he must have been worried about a pack 40. Either way, though, I'd say this is an opportunity to punish Warboss. It's got nothing at the moment that could actually stop the AA half tank here.
The fuel cache is finished.
Fuel cache up on the cut-off point. AA half tank just continues to shred. In fact, you could even try and drive after the mortar half tank with it, as this upgrade is actually reasonably effective against light vehicles as well, by the way.
You found something?
But for some reason, Ulrich here seems a bit cautious. Well, I mean, I can understand because the AA half tank is certainly vulnerable, but at the same time, he hasn't seen anything that would indicate a massive threat to it. And there you go, Pioneers getting shredded by the core-mounted lethal killer goodness. Then he's just taking last amount of damage, a loss to a mortar round. And now we are seeing here that Warboss is quite on the back foot now. No, anti-tank runway might be going for some panzers instead. I mean, right now, if Ulrich was actually to push harder using this half-tech, he might be able to sort of really cripple Warboss here, but he seems to be rather reluctant. We're trying to see how far he can push it. And I suppose that's fair enough, but at the same time, he does also then risk his opponent getting back on his feet. In particular, he's not even laying down any mines, and they could sort of try and impede the advance here of Warboss. But we do see capacity chance here to recruit the mortar. He probably should get that thing firing again in service of the Rodina. Then he is under fire from the A half-track. Lots of shots.
Nice spot of land.
More to recruit. Ancient off again. He seems to be rather at range rather than trying to get. Oh, there we go. He's actually moving closer. There with no infantry to really help. Victory 2 for the Grenadiers. And there go forcing away, but not before they render the point neutral. And there you go. Panzer campaign field outside here for Warboss. Pioneers against Shattuck. Another sandbag wall up. Grenadiers constantly on the line. The half track getting 6 kills now. And there you go, Panzer IV reveals himself. That's definitely going to then force Ulrich to be more legitimately cautious with his half-track compared to previously where it feel a bit contrived. Moving up versus the Commies. The Commies are going to need some support if you watch up against the Grenadiers. The A half-tech would prove quite helpful in that department. But no real response, and there we go. Reconnaissance flight going on there. Panzer IV immediately takes a full volley there. Oh dear! Aircraft went down! The Luftwaffe has suffered a loss! Veteran is 2 for the half-track, increasing mobility and reinforcing radius. Conscripts being rushed off. Nego goes going for the cut-off point, but at the same time they're now out in the open. Most of the colours been nudging them, and there you go, the A half-track just begins firing away most merrily. Mortar out, sets off a mine, conscripts moving in. Then it's what they're pushed away from the cut-off point, the victory point, they're still there, so that's connecting still everything to the right hand side, goes moving into the centre. Then he is flanking in, got got there by Warboss. So you need to be a bit careful. Field guns, mortars, Panzer IV still being repaired. Then it's continuing the advance of how you have tracks moving in. Tiger available here for Warboss, but he certainly doesn't have the resources for it quite yet. T-34 arrives, field gun crew here, suffering rather heavily there to the Grenadiers. Nice flank there again from Warboss, and now moving out in the open, coming under intense fire there from the A-half and the T-34. Losses increasing. Warboss's assault though continues relentlessly. After though can provide a strong cover which troops can reinforce about. Pack 40 has moved up as well, so it looks like he's got an anti-tank gun. Getting another Panzer IV now. There you go, good, trying to clear out the other support weapons. Quick rifle grenade there versus the mortar crew. There we go. Grenadiers rushed off. Oh, nice hit there on the Pack 40. 11 kills on the enemy mortar. Well, Warboss's mortar to be specific. And there you go, Panzer IV moves straight in front of the field guns again, immediately taking another series of hits just after it was repaired. What a waste of effort right there. A nice shot here for an incendiary mortar round. If you don't see important, no, just regular barrels by the looks of it. By getting off some good hits there, Veteran 2 for the mortar crew, decreasing scatter. And Panzer IV almost down here if the T-34 was to pursue, but no, Ulrich is playing rather passively now. He's getting rather on the defensive here. Then he is flanking the light machine gun from the centre victory point. Nice mortar hit, they're hitting the Pack 40. Field gun continues to fire away. And a field gun actually manages to completely mulch one Grenadier. These conscripts are being pushed too hard here by Ulrich. He does seem to realise that it's pulled them back. After could use a bit of support up here. But seems not to. Rather tenuous defense. We've got another Panzer IV moving up. Will Ulrich try to push forward? And there we go. Back to Ulrich. It also time for the game analysis. Ulrich, though, is currently rather on the defensive here, having played rather strongly. At the same time, he seems to have lost a bit of the will here to sort of be aggressive. He's gone very much on the defensive, and in certain departments that's actually hurting him, since he's got some raw offensively minded units with the T-34. He's not pushing very hard with them, trying to sort of strike at his opponent, find any points of weakness. In particular, also allowing an otherwise almost knocked out Panzer IV to escape, and definitely allowing then Warboss to have 2 Panzer IVs still. I think that was a bit of a miss as well. We do see that he might be setting up here for an IJ-132. I mean, he's gone for the commander. Also to note, he's not got a single guardsman. I would have figured he might have or at least gotten 1 guard squad with some anti-tank rifles and some DPs, so that way add some pressure. I mean, particularly the DPs are now much more powerful, and that way can really punish a German player who tends to run around his infantry out in the open. So a bit surprising that Warboss did not aim for that whatsoever, if I should say so. I mean, there's a bit of work to do here. Could also try and move in the T-34, knock out that bunker finally, thus opening up for the western viewpoint, so to be more properly harassed. Otherwise, you know, trying to get that mortar half-tech now firing incendiary around would also be a nice idea. I mean, saving up for the IJ-132 would definitely be nice, but then he should definitely get some fuel caches up to speed up the process. Otherwise, it's going to be quite a bit of a while before he can even get the IJ-132, and by then his opponent might have some nasty tricks up his sleeve, ready to sort of stop it, or at least knock it out. I mean, particularly with 2 Panzer IVs out, by that time they could easily gain some veterancy and thus be much more manoeuvrable against the ISU, which would overall then limit its overall living time. I mean, overall he needs to get more aggressive, and he's sort of trying to flank out his opponent and do some serious damage that way. He can't keep at it with the defensive, in particular the way he's playing, which is rather limiting the possibility for his AA half to really do some serious damage. I mean, really that should be one of the core assets in just punishing his opponent's infantry, since it could really just shred grenadiers now after the March deployment patch. So it's definitely not something that should be underestimated, and I'm a bit sad that Ulrich is not trying to push it any harder in that direction. For Warboss, I mean, he needs to keep up the pressure. He needs to sort of try and flank around them instead of trying to attack head on. I mean, he's got 2 Panzer IVs and a bunch of infantry. He'll probably execute assault here on the flank, could probably sort of pull it all apart. He should also consider getting some Panzer gunners or some other infantry, rather than just grenadiers with light machine guns, just a thought. Or maybe a flak panzer of some size. You could also save up for a Tiger tank in the longer run, though that's going to maybe require another fuel cache here. And of course, saving up for a fragmentation bombing run, in particular considering the way that his opponent's rather linking up everything while he's setting it up, could, you know, make one bombing run really powerful if it hits in the correct spot. But back to Ulrich and back to the fight. Then he's here rather pushing their luck. And there go mortar around here, strikes the field gun and the conscripts. He's still reinforcing though, he's still reinforcing while under fire. In fact, while on fire he's reinforcing. Quickly, comrades, run over to there where everything is on fire and man that gun. We don't care if you burn to death. We just need you to man that gun no matter the cost. Nearby a building is also on fire. Now got T-34 moving in. Looks like could this be a bombing strike? No. So looks like another reconnaissance move, wanting to have an idea of what the positions for Ulrich are. A half-checking meetings opened up here. Firing away merrily there. Panzer IV's pulling back. Field guns could be moving up a bit further. Also tracking. Tracking. Remember, you have tracking. Ulrich. There's moving ahead, coming under nasty fire, there we go. A half-check really taking into the T-34 as well. Warboss is once more being pushed back on the defensive. But then again, Ulrich, he's not pushing it, he's not trying to sort of inch his way forwards. Sounds like another aircraft went down there. Another loss to the Luftwaffe. Panzer IV continuing to take fire from the field guns. Both of them veterancy 2. Veterancy 3 on the mortar after increasing range, meaning he can stay farther away. And looks like Ulrich finally suffered a squad loss. And he is trying to go along to this victory point. No action on the flanks whatsoever, except one squad here. Bringing up the light machine gun, really taking through that field gun crew from the remains of the farmhouse. Good job there by the Grenadiers.
Under fire!
A half-track sadly not contributing. I mean, he probably could move up here and sort of firing into the building there, shredding the occupants. Another incendiary around here from the 257.
Hold the line, engineers! That took too long, comrades. Next time we must be faster.
Straight on the field gun, and oh dear, this time it looks like he can't even reinforce them in time. They just burst into flames collectively.
Man down!
That's definitely a nice hit there from Warboss's mortar crew, gaining a ton of kills in a few seconds. Fire pit going up. Ski needs to reinforce. Ski. And we're also knowing he's definitely getting closer. Still no fuel cache though. He's going to be off at least about 4 to 5 minutes before he can get one.
Supply sector under attack.
On the other hand, his opponent can in a few minutes get a Tiger tank. So again, the whole defensive posture that Ulrich is taking up is currently only really serving his opponent. He needs to be a bit more aggressive, a bit more bloodthirsty. Not recklessly so, but still so he can actually take back some ground. Veterans on the T-34. Demo charge up there on the point. Oh, going to swing straight into it. Looks like he's not sending it off yet. Grenadiers here, forced away. Pack 40 not taken away by the Soviets. Instead, Panzer Force there covering it. 47 kills on the mortar, half track. Getting extremely close to Veteran Fleet, which would definitely help it in the fight against fascism. And meanwhile, the plucky Grenadiers squadron takes away the other fuel point, thus further delaying the ISU. He needs to get back some ground. But again, Ulrich seems a bit reluctant. Another reconnaissance flight.
Enemy contact! Return fire!
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
A few rounds going off there. This seems a bit more sturdy. Then it's going to use advance. Another sandbag wall up. More units being lost by the looks of it. Panzer Force advancing. Fear guns blasting. Some getting overwhelmed. T-34 being repaired. Not looking good here. Blitzkrieg on one Panzer 4. Blitzkrieg up. Bit of damage down there. Losses and whatnot inflicted. Field gun there close, getting overwhelmed. Half-Tech needs to move in again. Veterans flee, by the way. Veterans flee on the attack of Half-Tech. Allowing it to reinforce from quite a bit away here. But still seems to be falling back here due to heavy damage suffered. We are seeing that Warboss is now really pushing forward to the offense. So, and he should be able to call in a Tiger tank anytime soon, in fact. He also needs a bit more manpower.
Troops have been lost.
Further losses inflicted upon Ulrich's forces.
Stop building! Stop ducking!
And the half-tank continues to provide here. And again, note, I mean, it actually has quite a bit of range now to reinforce troops nearby. That is something to keep in mind as well.
Your orders, comrade. Standing by.
Rifleman ready.
Good job repairing, though again, I do feel like you should be focusing on one vehicle at a time or one tank at a time.
Yes, comrade.
Thus getting one faster back in the fight instead of having both in there sort of eventually getting there. And having neither on the front line, I would say.
Engineer standing by.
50 kills in the mortar half-track, definitely doing a good job there. Still no sign of Guards infantry from Ulrich. I mean, it's funny to note, I mean, he hasn't done much with his commander whatsoever, if anything. He's not used a single ability, which makes it a bit odd so far. I mean, it seems like he's saving up for this, but, you know, beyond that, he's not actually using the commander at all. Can't help but feel that's a bit of a waste. He's not even tried saving up for a precision bombing strike. That might have had some limited success if positioned correctly. Going for the viewpoint there, but we do see that Warboss is quick to deny there with a Panzer IV and some swiftly moving grenadiers.
Awaiting orders. T-34 crews loaded and ready.
Red Army.
The enemy has taken our
Quick to
supply
advance.
sector.
Looks like some conscripts are sneaking up there. There's some Strafniki would have been better. They could have snuck up then with a satchel charge, then blown the things to Kingdom Come.
Isolated sector.
Duel between the T-34 and the Panzer IV. T-34 close eventually to one more penetrating hit, one more bit of damage, and it's going to be there. Sneaky move there towards the victory point. Clever, clever. And just there we go. ISU 152 available. Schwerer boy arriving, and there we go. Veteran 2 for the T-34, increasing rate of fire and damage. British were quickly moving there versus the conscripts.
Soviet territory reclaimed!
Conscripts will need to hold back. There we go.
The new men have arrived!
Sounds like that's the 4th reconnaissance aircraft or something like that going down.
Assault gun.
The ISU continues his advance towards the front line. T-34 though desperately needs those repairs. At the same time as all of this is happening, a Tiger has been sent in to support the 23rd Panzer Division here in the fight as well. And there we go, one hell of a hit there from the ISU. T-34 needs to move back. Oh. Damn close that.
We are ready for action.
Sounds like he was shooting at something there, perhaps hoping to hit the PaK-40 instead, shooting a bit too short.
ISU 152 tanks are now available to wreak havoc on enemy.
Almost getting the PaK-40 there, almost.
Contact!
He lacks a bit of reconnaissance here to sort of properly see for it. Another miss there. The ISU 152 definitely does not seem to be on top of its game here today. Tiger moving up here on the far flank while the Panzer IVs continue to coal up the centre. Noting another machine gun bunker here for Warboss. Grenadiers what they're almost wiped out. Another one not too good there. Both the Duska and the Quad 50 Cubs opening up. And there go Tiger flanking in. No one to see it, no one to spot it. No flank protection there from Ulrich. Warboss takes advantage of that with the Mexicatiga. Well, the immediately comes under fire there, though ISU this time around fails to penetrate.
It is ours.
Still, he's got quite a bit of a Panzer force here. One properly executed assault here could turn things around, or well, end things, I would say. Though, of course, if he botches it up, I mean, it's going to be a victory for the Russians.
We have our reinforcements!
Warboss is setting up for a rather aggressive assault here by the looks of it. Going to attack from as many angles as possible. Limit the effectiveness of the ISU and also the field guns. There we go, bunker coming under fire from the ISU 152. The ISU 152 in fact primarily built to sort of blow up bunkers and other fortified positions.
They're trying to hit us from the rear!
Oh, PaK-40 got in front of it and got one. There they go, there the assault is going in. Tiger advances on the front of the field gun. Anti-tank grenade failed to penetrate. ISU takes it, there we go. Panzer Force on the move. Conscious while they're pinned down. Tiger already down to half health. Panzer Force advancing, T-34 firing in. And there you go, blitzing in, the Panzer Force are blitzing in forwards. The armoured fist of the fatherland strikes, and there you go. He's ramming the Panzer Force with his T-34. Then other Panzer Force veteran 2, not entirely sure why he did that. I chose the Panzer 4 then. ISU though goes down. Munition cooked off here, field gun continues to fire away in the hopes of getting something. Veteran D3 Panzer IV has to fall back. T-34 abandoned. But there we go. Looks like Ulrich's front line has been shattered.
Heavy panzer here. Looks like rain. MG firing on it.
We've got the half-track here trying to escape a horrible fate. Demo charge right here. If that was to go off right now. No more Panzer IV, but too late. GG. Panzer IV somehow survives the close contact with a demo charge. And game over there. A loss for the Soviet Union despite their best efforts. The problem, I think, was partly, by the mid-game, Ulrich got a bit too defensive for some reason. He wasn't pushing what he had to sort of, inflict some more damage, in particular the half-track there. Definitely could have done a lot more, I feel like, and a failure to do that then gave Warboss time to sort of build up an armoured force and strike back, in particular the way we then set up a defensive, rather latsome punch, and again, also rather sort of failed to sort of take advantage again when Warboss then barely had a tank working, then he didn't pull in and knock it out. I think in that department there was misses. Also the fact he was aiming for the IC-152 and didn't get any fuel caches was also a problem, as we did see here. That Warboss, on the other hand, clearly was thinking ahead with a fuel cache. So, there were some issues there, and overall Warboss did display some better strategic thinking in the long run, also pulled off a nice armoured assault there in the end. Of course, he made some slight tactical misdecisions in the beginning, which rather cost him quite a bit. In particular, that early Grenadier squad was not good. I also have to say he could probably have done more and better with the light against company, or simply not bothered with it. But I also have to point out, I do feel like that Ulrich could have used some gasping again to sort of provide some pressure that way. He barely used his command. I do feel that was a bit of a shame. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, share it with everyone. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.